here today in Seven Lakes State Park, just outside of Holly, Michigan, between Holly and Fenton. It's the end of March, and winter's been dragging on this year, but it looks like it's almost over. Standing on the shores of Dickinson Lake, and in the background you not only hear birds, which are a good sign for spring, you can hear flowing water. Today we're going to go try to find Seven Lakes Falls, one of only 3 waterfalls in the Lower Peninsula. We've had a lot of snow this year, so it's very wet out there. The falls should be flowing nicely. It's a very small waterfall. And if we had more waterfalls in Michigan than 3, we probably wouldn't even consider it to be a real waterfall. But we can't be too picky because we have so few. This stream, much of the year, is dry. Only during snowmelt and after heavy rains it has any water at all in it. This is actually more than I've ever seen. So this is a really good sign that we're going to see some really impressive water flow today. You can get there by trail, so the trail that gets up near to the waterfall, as long as you know where it is. We're going to try to go up through the valley today instead. A little more cross-country, a little more challenging. Let's see how it goes. I really like the smaller streams. A lot of times you can get stuff on smaller streams that you just don't get on the bigger rivers. Sounds, sights. Head upriver. This is a natural gorge, and eroded through dirt, so unlike most waterfalls which are on rock, it means the waterfall's constantly moving upriver, so it's different every time you see it. So, not quite sure what we're going to see up there today. Let's drop down into the gorge if we can, and see what we see up there. Probably going to get my shoes a little wet today. That's alright. Waterproof boots are for, right? Trekking poles are really handy to figure out exactly where you can and can't step. Calming as the sound of water flowing here. You can also see some of the really delicate ice crystals that have formed here. most people never leave the trail. Most people who, even those who are out here, go by so fast they'll never see any of this. So I have already put one foot solidly into the stream. Again, waterproof boots. That's okay. That barrel's not quite so scary as you might think. This area was farmed, and people threw some houses along here. There's a gravel pit not far from here where the state bought the land. While there is a lot of signs of the former inhabitants, most of it's fortunately relatively non-toxic. This is all snow melt today. We haven't had rain in a while. There's no springs feeding this one. Waterproof boots are great. They're not always completely waterproof. This is looking pretty thin and choked here, so I'm actually going to see if I can climb up onto this right bank a bit and follow around that way. Place to climb up. Right up ahead, actually. You hear it? The soft tinkle of the fall of the flowing water behind me, more of a roar. I started hearing as soon as I hit this point. Coming up on the falls. Mudslide, see that? Spontaneous, water flowing, it's a constantly evolving landscape in here. If you come out here in 2 weeks, it'll look different, I promise. Not just less snow. The banks will move. See if we can get up. Get first view of the falls. Oh, we're here. Seven Lakes Falls. It's not giant, but for what we have here, it's still impressive. Get a little closer. If I just dropped through 3 feet of snow, you wouldn't think there's that much left out here, but there is. Coming up on the falls here. One of only 3 in the lower peninsula. Very intermittent. It's the most flow I've ever seen on it. Look the way these icicles are here. Move them down low. Form almost like stalactites, or stalactites, sorry, in the cave, going from bottom up. And these forming across twigs, dipping off as it goes. And you can see the back wall being eroded away. That gets more and more eroded. Forms the same way every other waterfall does. You have a more solid, more erosion protected area up here at the top. It's the harder dirt. Down here, it's softer. Right now everything's frozen, but it's more sandy at the bottom, more clay at the top. So this keeps moving. When I found it years ago, probably 2-3 years ago, let's say it's back about where that tree is. So just in a few short years, it's probably moved 15 feet up the gorge, and it keeps moving. At some point it'll move its way far enough up that it'll basically not be a waterfall anymore and just be rapids. The rule is it has to have a 3-foot drop to be a waterfall. A 3-foot drop over less than a 3-foot run. So more than a 45-degree slope.